Let's talk about one of the biggest, strangest contradictions in our modern lives. Why is it that we have the bodies of elite long-distance athletes, but the brains of, well, professional couch potatoes? This is the story of our exercise paradox.
I mean, this image just nails it, doesn't it? It's that internal fight we all have. On one side, you've got this incredible, energetic potential just ready to go. And on the other side, you have the much more common reality of snacks and a really comfy chair. This is the struggle we all know so well.
And that really gets to the core question here. We literally evolved to be some of the best endurance machines on the entire planet. So why on earth does going for a jog feel like a massive chore, but binging a TV show feels like the most natural thing in the world? Well, the answer, it turns out, is buried deep in our evolutionary past.
Okay, so first things first, let's just establish how ridiculously good we are at running. It's easy to forget this, but when it comes to long distances, we humans are truly exceptional. We were absolutely built for the chase.
Think about this. In a 100-meter dash, a horse is going to leave us in the dust. I mean, it's not even a contest. But if you stretch that race out to marathon distance, something incredible happens. A properly trained human can actually outrun a horse. Why? Because we're not built for raw speed. We're built for pure, relentless stamina.
Our bodies are just packed with all this amazing running tech. Our long Achilles tendons and the arches in our feet, they're like these super efficient springs, saving us a ton of energy with every single step. We've got long legs for a massive stride, and uniquely large glutes. Yep, our butts, which are absolutely critical for keeping us stable when we run, but they barely even fire when we walk. And the real game changer, we sweat. Unlike animals that have to stop and pant to cool down, we have this incredible cooling system that lets us just keep going, even in the blistering heat.
And you know what? All of those adaptations, they're literally written into our bones. From the way our head stays balanced when we move, to our narrow waist that lets our torso twist, to the large joint surfaces in our legs that soak up impact, our entire skeleton has been shaped by millions of years of running. We are biomechanical marvels of endurance.
And this really gets to the heart of it. A lot of our most unique features evolve specifically for running. As this research points out, even the size of our biggest muscle, the gluteus maximus, isn't really for walking around. It's there to power the run.
But hold on, that's only half the story. If we're such perfect running machines, why is it so darn hard to get off the couch? Well, it turns out we have another equally powerful instinct built right in, the need to conserve energy at all costs.
This quote from Professor Daniel Lieberman just flips the whole script. We tend to think of laziness as this modern moral failing, right? But from an evolutionary point of view, it's not a bug, it's a feature. It's a deeply ingrained survival instinct.
And it all comes down to what you might call the hunter-gatherer problem. See, for almost all of human history, calories were incredibly hard to find. Wasting precious energy on anything that wasn't essential could literally mean starvation. So our brains developed a very simple, very effective rule. If you don't have to move, don't. Resting was survival.
I mean, think about it. No scientist has ever found a hunter-gatherer society where people went for a jog just to stay in shape. It would have been insane. Physical activity was absolutely mandatory for survival, for getting food, for finding shelter, but any extra movement was just a stupid risk.
So here we are. We've got these two powerful competing forces inside us, a body built to run for miles and a brain that's hardwired to rest. For thousands of years, they were in perfect balance. But now we've got what's called an evolutionary mismatch.
I mean, just look at this chart. It lays the problem out perfectly. Our genes are programmed for a world where calories were scarce and you had to be active to live. But we now live in a world where calories are everywhere, and being active is totally optional. Our entire world changed, but our biology, our basic programming, it just hasn't gotten the memo yet.
And that, right there, is the heart of the crisis. That ancient, life-saving instinct to save energy is now actively working against us. In a world of desk jobs and food delivery apps, our powerful instinct to just sit still has become a direct threat to our own health.
And the consequences? Well, they're pretty grim. In the United States alone, this mismatch has fueled obesity rates of around 40% for women and 35% for men. Our bodies are just following an ancient script that's dangerously out of date.
But it's not just about weight, not by a long shot. Think about diseases like heart disease, type 2 diabetes, even certain types of cancer. A staggering 70% of these modern illnesses are considered preventable. They're diseases of inactivity, a direct, brutal result of our evolutionary mismatch.
So what do we do? How in the world do we fight an instinct that's been baked into us for millions of years? Well, here's the cool part. The answer isn't to fight it head-on. It's to outsmart it. We need to learn how to hack our own primal instincts.
Look, the big takeaway here is that willpower alone is almost never going to be enough. You can't just grit your teeth and overcome millions of years of evolution. You have to be clever. You have to create situations that trick your ancient brain into wanting to move.
So here are 2 simple strategies, straight out of our evolutionary playbook. First, make it social. We are social animals. Working out with a group, a team, or even just one other friend taps into that deep, primal need for community. Second, make it necessary. Our ancestors had very clear incentives, food, and penalties, starvation. We need to create our own. Sign up for a race you have to train for. Join a class where you lose money if you bail. Give yourself some carrots and sticks.
And that's really what it all boils down to. The solution to this paradox isn't about declaring war on your own instincts, it's about understanding them, respecting where they came from, and then using that knowledge to nudge yourself toward healthier choices. It's all about working with your nature, not against it.
And I just want to leave you with one last thing to think about. We have mandatory education for math and reading and history, right? Because we all agree they're essential for a person to function in the world. So, given the undeniable link between our physical health and our mental health, why is physical education so often treated like it's just an optional extra? It's a question worth asking.